And then October 23rd happened. That's probably one of the worst days of my life. But from it, learned about Stephen through my sister who lived with my dad. And the loving letters that she got from him, how she met him through Jimmy, bringing him up from Camp Lejeune when they got weekends off. And I guess the spark was quick, and they fell in love. And she had everything ready for them to come home. The boys were coming home. 2 days after the bombing, I believe. Their tour was done. So she had an apartment ready and was ready to move down to North Carolina. And instead, we had a month of first getting Jimmy home. And the day of Jimmy's burial, finding out they had found Stephen, and Stephen came home 2 weeks later, and I flew my sister to Oklahoma. Or I went with her to Oklahoma, which was very difficult.
That's where
Stephen is from Oklahoma. His parents were there.
But he was going to live there.
He was with my sister, who lived up in Portsmouth at the time when we were notified that Stephen had been found. But she brought Stephen back to his hometown.
And you had shared that.
The night before the bombing, in the book called The Root, they talk of having a party celebrating that their tour was done. And we found out about Jimmy first because after reading the book, the 4 boys beside him survived because after the party they had slept down in the basement. And they said, "Hey, Sylvia, let's go." And Jimmy was closest to the wall. So Jimmy was one of the first group of men that came home. And then that was a 2-week process. Seemed like 2 years, seemed like forever. And getting him home and having the service. And I had just gone to bed. And I guess it was 24 hours those Marines were notifying people. And Major Mattis came back with Lieutenant Daniels and told my sister they had found Stephen.